Acquired, we provide payment solutions. So we work with Lenvi to provide that modular plugin for some of their payment providers. So Lenvi want to provide like optionality and availability for their customers to have payment solutions in place when they take the product. We are one of those providers, or hopefully one of their preferred providers. We want Lenvi's customers to be able to get off the ground quickly. So we want to make sure that if a customer wants to take up and use one of Lenvi's platforms for doing lending, that they can have payments available to them, whether it's card payments, whether it's direct debit, whether it's variable recurring payments, or whatever the next big change is in that space, or dispersals. We want to be there with them so they can easily activate those things, easily get to market, and have the right support and guidance on the way. We also want to be there partnering with Lenvi when the merchants that we're working with Lenvi on are evolving that journey. Maybe they want to take a little bit more ownership of the onboarding journey, take a little bit more ownership of the customer portal. How can we support them in that part of the journey? Do they want to evolve their recovery strategies and collect money better? How can we help them collect their payments better? How can we address that kind of thing? So we're really trying to help with the recoveries and payment solutions that plug into the overall Lenvi product suite.
So I think we've touched on it quite a lot, some of the challenges that lenders face in terms of what systems they should be using and how they should be building out customer journeys effectively. And there is a huge number of decisions that need to be made along that way, aren't there? And actually, when you start to look at the technical aspects of that, those decisions get all the more complicated and all the more costly as well. So there are a variety of cloud providers out there, for example. Well, which one of the cloud providers should you go with? Is that going to be a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year relationship? If you build out a platform based on one cloud provider, then all of a sudden you realize that there are cost implications to that, or the total cost of ownership goes up. How, as a lender, do you all of a sudden pivot and make that change? The same can be said around the kind of the things that you might plug into that. So the payments ecosystem, for example, where we benefit and provide that kind of efficiencies to the lenders is by taking that hard work away from them and having that hard work ourselves. We make the most effective decisions about how we should be hosting the system, or how we should be bringing it up to speed. How should we be introducing other payment systems, for example, like Acquired? By making those decisions and those technology investments, it means that the lenders don't have to make those decisions themselves. I think, and kind of looking at payments specifically, one of the things that we really like with the partnership with Acquired is things like the hosted checkout, for example, and the way that you're able to have that expertise and move with the times as payments move. It used to be in lending that direct debits and continuous payments authorities were all that were expected, weren't they? And every so often a customer might want to make a partial or a full early settlement, and they would ring in and there would be a back transfer maybe to do that, or going way back when it might have been a check that they would have posted and would have waited for that to clear before you kind of settle the agreement. These days, people expect to ring up and make a partial settlement, and they expect to be able to pay it on their phone. It's got to be, is Apple Pay available? Is Google Pay available? There are so many more choices available now, and for us being able to partner with a payments expert, it means that we don't have to keep up with that pace of change for our customers, our lenders. We can do that for them, and on the payments piece, you guys can do that for us, and we kind of build out that wider ecosystem to benefit them.
Yeah, so to give you two examples, and I'll draw upon the motor finance space because it's really relevant right now with everything that's happening in that space. We are currently working with two ends of the spectrum in the motor finance space. So we're working with a new fintech entering motor finance for a very niche lending proposition. Their goals, their objectives is time to market. They want to get live very quickly. They have a significant engineering resource, because that's what fintechs generally are. And so what they would like from Lenvi is a relatively out-the-box compliant loan management platform that that provides them with an integration platform, right? So give me something that works, and then I'm going to go and build off my secret sauce, which is the originations and the consumer-facing portal side of the things. In that environment, we're able to relatively out of the box with our partner networks, with the likes of Acquired, deliver something very rapid to our clients to address that time to market that is compliant, that has been tried, tested, and can be delivered quite quickly. On the other end of the spectrum, we're working with a large motor finance lender who has a huge book established, been operating for 30 plus years. Their requirement to going live, their requirement to replace their existing tech stack was all around their inability to affect change quickly, their operational inefficiencies, running multiple platforms for various different types of financial products. Again, it's a relatively similar story in that we are able to implement our solution alongside our partners like Acquired, and not just deliver them a more operationally efficient environment, but also give them better data back, better data from our partners. So Acquired will be working with them to provide better data from a collections perspective, when is a good time to collect certain payments, etc., and better data, more information along that whole lending journey. So I think the big takeaway for me in terms of Lenvi and the ecosystem and the partner network that we have is it's tried, it's tested, it's proven, and it's something that you can very rapidly implement with any of those sort of scenarios, so whichever lens that the lender is coming from.